Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton is the AG of Texas. He was being charged with 16 different counts of criminal misconduct of some form or another. Although a lot of people are throwing shade from both sides, stating whether or not he was guilty, whether or not this was just some form of political persecution. I could see it either way, quite frankly. But I'm certainly going to take Ken Paxton's side, especially when you see videos like the one that we have here. This was interesting to say the very least. We have a video of Ken Paxton's, one of his criminal defendants, asking one of the main people who was referring these criminal charges to the FBI on the witness stand, questioning him as to what exactly he reported to the FBI, and his answer here was stunning to say the least. Here we go.
I apologize. You had a good faith belief in certain information, but you didn't know that Ken Paxton had disclosed anything to anyone when you made this report to the FBI, did you?
No.
You were hoping the FBI would sort it out for you and not think that you were co-conspirators with him, correct?
No. The purpose of the complaint to the FBI was because we had formed a belief in good faith that the Attorney General was involved in criminal activity.
This is something that I keep hearing over and over again. We formed a good let me make sure I get it right. Formed a good faith belief that the Attorney General of this state was engaged in illegal activity. Did I say that right?
That's accurate.
But you didn't know, right?
Well,
you didn't know, right?
That's the point of the good faith belief, is we had no evidence that we could point to, but we had reasonable conclusions that we could draw.
You went to the FBI and reported the Attorney General of this state with no evidence. Do I have that correct?
We reported the facts to the FBI.
That's not my question. You had no evidence that Ken Paxton had done anything illegal. Did you?
Your Honor, it's not.
That's a no, folks. That's a no. That means there was no evidence. If that's not a no, I don't know what it was, because he could have certainly answered the question. So, like I said, he's been acquitted. Although we do have a report from the New York Times here. Sorry, if I can just get this pulled up. Let me just get this off my screen. There we go. We have a report from the New York Times stating that there still are some charges on the table in regards to Ken Paxton. Hopefully this time around they actually have evidence, because if they don't, it is just more evidence of political persecution in this country, and that is the last thing that we need. But here we go. New York Times. Acquitted by the Texas Senate, Ken Paxton still faces legal problems. The state Senate acquitted the Attorney General on charges of corruption and abuse of office, but he still faces trial on securities fraud exchange or charges and a federal corruption investigation. But legal experts said that after the Senate acquittal, Mr. Paxton could face more serious legal threat by the pending Justice Department investigation. State prosecutors said in February that the department is looking into allegations made by the whistleblowers that Mr. Paxton extended unusual help from his office to benefit a political donor, Nate Paul, an Austin real estate investor, and that Mr. Paul had paid for renovations to his house and employed a woman he was having an affair with. If these are the same, the same whistleblowers as who they just had on the stand there, which I'm guessing they are, I don't know. If they are the same people, throw these out. throw these charges out. If they have more, actually something to stick here, then I'd like to see it through. But if it looks anything like what I just saw right there with that trial, get rid of it. It's absolutely ridiculous.